Turn X. Turn X? What kind of fucking name is Turn X? No, seriously, if you just turn an X, it's still an X, but longer horizontally. Whatever, let's just start the review.
Too slow!
You're mine!
Did I do it? No!
We cannot let the past repeat itself!
Do you think you can cut off Gundam?
Hey guys, it's 101R Smith here, and today we are going to be looking at the Master Grade Turn X. Now, I'm saying this weirdly because this thing is one of the most strangest mobile suits to ever come out of Gundam. Like the Turn A, the Turn X was also designed by Sid Mean, the guy behind Tron and Blade Runner. However, this thing is even more strange and mysterious than even the Turn A. Matter of fact, very little is known about the Turn X. Here's what is known. The Turn X was designed by aliens, or at least with alien technology, and the moon people found it on the moon. They took the Turn X and decided to reverse engineer it in order to create the Turn A Gundam. And that the version that we see in the Turn A Gundam anime, that is the original Turn X, however, that is not its original form. That's it. That's all we know about this thing. This thing is strange and weird. Don't get me wrong, I love the design, but it really feels off-putting a little bit to not know any of the design aspects in universe with any mobile suit. You want to know a little bit about it. This thing is just an anomaly of itself. However, I really think that it's important to do this review because every good guy, or at least every protagonist, needs an antagonist. And I really do feel that when you're making Gunpla, especially in Master Grade, every lead suit needs its antagonist. So I'm happy that while it took 7 years later, we finally have the Turn X in 2014 to stand next to the Turn A Gundam. I'm really happy with this review. I'm happy to build something a little different than the average Gundam. So why don't we open up the box and see what we have here. Going through the runners, and you're going to notice that you're not going to get a lot of unique runners in the Turn X. You get a few repeats, but that's about it. In this kit, you're going to get a lot of pale green, dark blue for the backpack, and gray for the inner frame. One thing that helps is that you get a runner full of clear black pieces that help accentuate some of the features on the Turn X, which is a little different, but it definitely helps out a lot. Another cool aspect is that they give you a unique action base exclusive to this Turn X model kit, and it also comes with a lot of connecting arm pieces that allows you to do the fin funnel system. All built up, and now we have the Master Grade Turn X. And while I still think it's a silly name and doesn't make much sense, this thing is less than silly. I love this design. It's very alien. It gives an alien ninja vibe about it. I really think Sid Mean really knocked it out the park with the Turn X, even more so than even the Turn A. You're going to get these weird feet that help stand, but they're really a little bit awkward, which helps with the look. And here you have the backpack, which has a lot of clear black pieces to make it seem like it's illuminating a little bit at the night. Otherwise, this thing is just, again, it's just an anomaly. I really don't have that many words to describe it other than it's weird and big. But while it's weird and big, obviously it is still a Gundam kit. So why don't we see how it articulates with the Turn X. Like always, we're going to start with the head. The head can go slightly up and down in 360 degrees, but be a little bit mindful of the headpiece on the back. The arms can go about this far out and can go 360 degrees so long as you mind the big giant backpack here. Both shoulder pads are on their own ball joint and can move individually, and you're going to get double jointed elbows on the top and bottom. This waist can go 360 degrees, but you might want to hold on to both ends. It is doable, so check this out. The front skirts are a little different, as instead of being able to pull them front and back, you're able to pull them side to side, and that's due to a gimmick. The legs can give you a double jointed knee bend, and it looks pretty good. And then you're going to get weird joints both in the heel and the front heel of the Turn X, so they can both move pretty well. Next, we can't talk about a Turn X without its accessories, and to be honest, they're a little barren. First, you're going to get a little bit of a small handgun, which it works pretty good. It uses the wing type hands instead of their own articulated hands. Next, you're going to get a proper beam rifle, and this does look a little bit better than the whole beam gun. And it can pose alright with it. Next, you're going to get what I think to be is a rocket launcher, and it's a little bit awkward to pose due to the shoulder pads. You can get it to hold it in the arms, but it gets complicated. And finally, you're going to get a missile launcher, and you're going to get an open style kind of clenched fist to be able to hold it onto the arms. It works pretty well, but to be honest with you guys, this thing is really awkward to pose on the ground. With the backpack, it has a cool feature where you're able to hose in all of the weapons in different sections of the backpack, so you can pose them without them. The last set of accessory you're going to get is this claw. And what this claw does is attach to this effect piece, which is the shining finger. However, unlike Domon, it turns into a sword, which is pretty cool. And apparently you can use UV light to light it up like the unicorn cycle frame. Or if what I like to do is use a claw to crush the Turn A, just like in the anime. While admittedly this guy is awkward to pose on the ground, that is remedied by this clear action base, which is designed exclusively for the Turn X. How it works is you're going to plug this piece into the end of the backpack, and that should be able to get it to pose. It works pretty well despite its weight, but you need to be a little bit patient because, again, this thing is awkward as hell, but you can get it to do more dynamic posing if you're patient. The next best thing about this is the Turn X is its own funnel system. Just like in the anime, it uses its limbs to attack its opponent. However, I need to tell you guys that you need to be a wee bit cautious about this because apparently because of the fact that there's no polycats, the joints get looser over time. There's a lot to say about the Turn X due to the point that it's a very unique mobile suit, not only in a Gundam anime, but as a model kit, and it definitely shows. There's a lot of good, and there's a little bit of disappointment, and really, you need to look at it like this. The Turn X is really, to me, about its look. This is one of the most unique looking suits to ever come out of Gundam. Sid Mean really knocked it out the ballpark with this thing. This thing is gonna look menacing, it's big, it's intimidating, and with its weird color scheme, it's gonna stick out in your collection. However, like I've been saying before, this thing is very awkward to pose on the ground. You really shouldn't try to get some dynamic posing. I've tried doing kneeling, flexing, but this thing just doesn't really want to cooperate with you. However, that is remedied as soon as you get it on the action base. You can pretty much get it in almost any pose that you want it to be. One little minor nitpick here is that I'm disappointed out of the fact that the cuts on the right knee pads are unfortunately stickers. I really felt that they should have used a black piece or clear black pieces in order to accentuate it. You might really want to use some stickers for those, but otherwise, Turn X is a suit that definitely deserves to be in your collection. It was really gonna look great next to your Turn A, and this thing is gonna look phenomenal. This is 101 R Smith, and I will see you later. Peace!